Caesar here, and welcome back to what is an inaugural season of Formula 2 on the PlayStation 4 console. I think, and I'd like to believe that this is the first ever league held within the country. In F2, we've seen a lot of F1 leagues happening, F1 races happening, especially during this pandemic, but haven't seen much of F2 as far as I can remember. So here we are, first race of the official season of Formula 2 racing, and tonight joining me is a fellow racer, a fellow rival in Formula 1, Malav Shah, also known as You Can Beat Me. Hello Malav, and welcome to the commentary team.
Hello Caesar, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, how are you?
I'm good, really looking forward to this race. I think these guys have been racing in and out for the Formula 1 cars. Let's see how they handle the F2 counterparts.
Yep, that's true. So it should be interesting to see how they stack up in a totally different machinery. I mean, this car handles differently, the transmission is totally different. So it should be good to see how they cope up with the F2 car. So interesting race ahead. Unfortunately, we missed the qualifying, but qualifying results are in front of you. 11 races participating in under the evening sky of Bahrain. It's not absolutely a night, but yeah, interesting race ahead.
Yep, as I see, I think they're just lining up for the grid here after the end of the formation lap.
Just waiting for everyone to line up, and I think everyone has taken their spot and we're ready to go as we go for 5 red lights. And we are off for the first season of Formula 2 Indian Racing League, and looks like a pretty good start from Jinsanity. Phantom lost the position there, but going into turn 1, it's side by side between PX, Jinsanity and Tana. It's 3 wide into turn 1. PX breaking later than everyone else, and still side by side between him and Jinsanity. Jinsanity lost a bit of his back end there, but PX holding on to his lead. Tana behind him in P2, Jinsanity in P3. He's on the medium, I believe. Yes, he is. And for the back down the field, it's between Ashwin and the Phantom, both going banging wheels each other. So, but overall, rather clean race. So, what do you have to say about that?
I think it was a pretty good start. I think Jinsanity was one of the people who got a really good start, got off the line really well. And I think Ashwin has probably dropped down a place, but he's on a medium tire, so I think he'll have a strategy advantage going deeper into the race.
Yeah, that's pretty good. And someone who's starting on the mediums is Jinsanity, who is up into P3. So this should work really well for him. Remember, everyone has to make a pit stop. So the longer he can stay in the front of the soft runners, I think the better it is for his strategy.
Absolutely, and I think he might have some advantage of a clean air as well once others make their stop. So he might be able to push those cars in for the 1 or 2 laps, after which he needs to make a pit stop.
Yeah, that's true. But you can see.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I was just on to the battle for P3 here. We can see the disadvantage that Insanity has. I mean, obviously he's on the mediums to Phantom behind, but Phantom seems to be struggling on those softs as he's been overtaken by Ashwin, who's on the mediums himself.
Yeah, Ashwin overtook Phantom, I think, on the last corner. Let's see if Phantom can get him back. He's closing, no, just not enough. He decides to stay back.
Yeah, I mean, for Phantom's sake, he really needs to take a full advantage of his softs, but at the moment, it looks like Ashwin has the pace over him. Someone I noticed at the back was, I think I saw Noah's car. I mean, it says that he's P11.
I think has heard a...
Yes, go on, please.
I think something's happened with Insanity. I think he spun or something. It's P7 now. He was... I think that's just the glitch lobby. Sorry.
Yeah, I think the name tags are moving all over the place, and this is a problem that's quite prevalent since the day one. So, Jinsanity is still in very much... What is this? P3. He is in P3. Yeah. Ashwin is right on his tail, and Phantom and Nova not far behind him. So it's a battle between the medium runners for the final step on the podium. Oh, for the back we can see Nishan and Azun going side by side here. And Nishan making the move stick on the outside.
Yeah. Up front, Ashwin has taken the P3 position, the final podium position from Phantom. Insanity is in P5 now, so somewhere he lost 2 positions there in the middle sector.
Oh yeah, but he's sending it down the inside on the final corner. Phantom giving all the room, and he lost the back end there, and he is off the track. But fortunately for him, there was no damage on his end, and he slots down behind Nova in P6. But the race is not going according to his plan. I mean, he was up into P3 on those medium compound, rather losing quite a few positions in one sector.
Yeah, he did. He went all out of sorts in the final corner and then lost a position to Nova as well.
Yeah, further back down the field, the battle is still continuing between Nishan and Azun. This is the battle for P7. Nishan is a teammate in the Formula 1. So how do you rate him as a driver? Oh, there's a spin at the back. Acid has lost the back end. Yeah, that's Acid. There was no one close to him, so that was all on him. Probably got too eager to go onto the throttle and was facing the wrong way by the end of it. So I'll come back to the question that I just asked you. Nishan, how is he as a driver? He's a teammate, so you should know him quite well in the Formula 1.
I think for a rookie like me, for my first season, I think he's someone I can really look up to. He's not like seconds ahead of me, but he's just faster, which allows me and which encourages me also to push and try to match him. So far, he has had the better of me in almost all the tracks in qualifying as well as races. So let's see. I think we get on well as well in terms of strategy. We are on a party every time we race, so we adjust our strategies and we ensure that we don't come into each other with while pit stops or anything like that. So it's been really fun racing with him, although not a lot of on-track battles. As I see, I think Phantom and Noah are quite close, and it went apart.
As Noah sets the fastest time with a 142.2. So, judging by the other soft runners, he is 6 tenths faster than our pole sitter in PX or Aditya. But Nishan, coming back to the battle for P7, Nishan has managed to pull up a gap from Azun. So, Nishan showing his pace now that the field has settled into its own rhythm.
Yeah, Rajdeep further down the field, Rajdeep just pulled an overtake on Shah on the main straight. He's on P9 now.
Yeah, Shah lost over a second after that move. Ashwin has caught up to Tanay. PX has pulled up a gap of 3.5 seconds. So Ashwin will be looking to make that move stick into the next back straight. But Tanay is doing quite well, I must say. He started P2. He has held on to his position. So far so good for him. But we could see Ashwin making a move, but I don't think he is close enough into the corner. As Rajdeep has retired from the session. Oh, he crashed. I can see from the minimap. And do we have a safety car here? I don't see. The map is yellow, but there is no indication. The drivers have slowed down.
I think it's a safety car or a BSC.
Looks like a virtual safety car. There's no safety car indication on the minimap at the end of the pit straight. So could very well be a virtual safety car. So that calms things a bit down. Probably.
You think this helps out the soft runners, Caesar?
I really don't think that will be much of an advantage as we see Tanay going into the pits. So taking advantage of the field as he gets a 5 seconds penalty for speeding in the pit lane. So that will not help his cause to go. As Ashwin gets a drive-through penalties. So there you go. Someone who's up into P2. I mean, they are in the same team, PX and Ashwin, but he was caught speeding under the virtual safety car. So where will that put him? We'll have to wait and see after some time. But not helping as Acid gets this 5 second penalty for speeding. So a lot of penalties being dished out under the virtual safety car.
Yeah, I think it's green now. People have gone crazy as well. And Azun and Nishan, these guys are absolutely inseparable on the track. They are just fighting each other.
Oh, Nishan lost the back end. took away Azun with him, and I really don't think there's much Nishan or Azun could have done to avoid that. And we'll see a couple of more people maybe go into the pits. Does Nishan has any damage? Yeah, he does.
I'm sure he does.
Yeah, end plates are missing, so he'll lose a lot of positions. And Shah will take full advantage of that, who was down in P8 but could see him move up into P6. So close battling, not helping both of them out here.
Yeah, and props to Nova. He's up 8 positions from his. I think he's started dead last. He's P8, he's P3 now.
Yep, he did. And where is Ashwin in all of this? Ashwin is around the final corner, but will he take that drive through right now? Doesn't look like he is continuing. So he will have to serve that drive through at the end of this lap. So Nova's in the pits as we speak. But I think Ashwin is trying to create as much of a gap as possible before he serves his drive through. Remember, he has to make his pit stop as well. So that's sort of a double pit stop race for him. But of course, that's a penalty you get for speeding where you shouldn't.
Something's happened with Noah. It's not speeding. Okay, that was just a glitch. Yeah, coming back to Ashwin, I think while he's trying to create a gap behind him, he also probably would want to close a gap to Aditya before actually doing his drive through. And the gap is coming down. If you see Caesar, it's just about 2 seconds now. It was more than 3 seconds a couple of laps earlier.
Yeah, we can see there's a battle going on for the final step on the podium. Jinsanity is on the mediums, so his tire advantage is really showing compared to Phantom Sauce. So Sauce will be worn out by now, I'm sorry. I remember these tires have done a lap in the qualifying, so Phantom needs to really keep Jinsanity at bay. As you can see, Jinsanity is really pushing him to get a move on. So Phantom is really struggling on those tires.
Yeah, almost pushing him through that corner. Jinsanity now has just dropped off. Let's see if he can figure out an opportunity on the main straight.
Yeah. So will PX go into the pits? I think he is. Yes. Ashwin is still continuing. So PX get a 5-second penalty. So what's going on here? Everyone is getting 5-second penalty for speeding. Will Phantom get one? He gets one as well.
He does.
So is that a 100% record? Everyone getting a 5-second penalty
I think so,
here?
because Nishan got one as well. Although I'm not sure if Azun got one, so I think he might be the only one so far not with the penalties or in the pits.
I just imagine if someone manages to not get a 5-second, and if they can salvage some positions out of that, how good will that be?
I think probably drivers fresh out of F1 practices and races so far in the week and over the past month.
As Nova goes for a move, almost has to take the exit road. Nova gets a 3-second time penalty for track extension, but there was not much of a room left there. But Tanay Singh managing to hold on to his P6 for now. But remember, it is net P2 at the moment where Tanay is. PX is in net P1, but Nova is showing his pace at the moment. He's not letting Tanay go into the distance. But
there's a 3-way fight for P3 right now, with Azun and PX, who was the race leader, into the tricky braking zone.
Oh, look at PX, he's off the track. Oh, that was Azun. I'm sorry, not PX.
That was Azun, yeah. He missed his braking point. That's really tricky, and especially in F2 cars, you really need to be on point with your braking. And it was round the outside, what a move.
But Shah is still there. Let's hope there's no contact between them. Tanay is on the inside of him, just gives him a little tap to Shah and barging his way through. So Shah is losing out positions to the guys who have made their pit stop. So it's 5-way battle at the moment. But remember, it's not a net. It's not a battle for net P3. Remember, as Tanay gives a tap to PX as Nova left the session, so his connection is not behaving as he would have liked. Ashwin is in the pit, so I didn't see any 5-second penalty for him. And Ashwin comes out in P2. Interesting. Did you notice him serving his drive-through yet?
I don't think I did.
I don't believe he has served this. So,
Unless he's gonna contest that later with the stewards for the 20-second penalty, which will be added to his rates and by the game.
so Nova is losing a lot of positions. He's down in P7. He was fighting for the podium, remember, before he disconnected. So hopefully for his sake, he's able to join back immediately.
Yeah, Insanity in P1 right now. Would hope to come out of this traffic when he pits.
The Shah is losing a lot of... What's happening to Shahid? Is he letting everyone through or... I have no idea, but PX is right on Tanay stage, so no one is letting Tanay breathe. It was Nova earlier, and now it's PX who's pushing him to go. Remember, both of these drivers have made their pit stop, so it's a battle for...
P2.
Yeah, it's P1. Ashwin is yet to make his pit stop. I think that was a drive-through that he served. So that wasn't a designated pit stop. So I think, yeah. So I think Ashwin will be coming in right now. He is going through the final corner. Jinsanity is still continuing. So, and so is Ashwin. So mediums, I think they are quite reliable on this track at the moment. Let's stay on board with this battle between Tanay and PX. PX with the DRS should have it easy, and you can see PX just going on the outside and making it easy move for. I think he got a little tap from Tanay, but no damage done. No damage done whatsoever. So let's see how much muscle can PX flex now that he has clear air in front of him. One thing I also noticed. Yeah, go on. I'm sorry. Yeah. So I was just saying that one thing I've noticed is Acid and Nishan have lost quite a lot of time to Phantom in P8. So something surely must have happened. I mean, 30, almost 35 seconds behind P8.
Yeah, we saw both of them having spins in Sector 2. So, sorry, end of Sector 1. So I think that really ruined their race, and Nishan for sure had damage.
Let's see if a race leader Jinsanity comes into the pits. We still have 6 laps to go. Jinsanity is still continuing, so he seems pretty happy with his mediums. And Tanay is showing his pace, and he's not letting PX go through, but you can see the time is increasing now. So I think PX is now finally managing to pull away. But Ashwin sets the fastest lap with a 141.9 on 10 laps old medium. So that's interesting.
Yeah, there's a three-way, not a three-way anymore.
Shah is in. Azun and Shah gets a penalty as well for speeding. Did anyone not get a 5-second speeding penalty? I don't remember what's going on.
I don't think so as well.
Everyone who has made their pit stop have sped into the pit lane. I mean, this is...
Caesar, do you think these guys are overestimating the power of the brakes of an F2 car? Is that the reason why there are so many penalties?
I mean, everyone is... I think they're used to Formula 1. Majority of them wouldn't have driven Formula 2 cars with the fuel load that they are driving at the moment. I'm sure they must have done some practice in time trial. But yeah, I think with the fuel load and the amount of tire weight that they have to drive it on, I think that's what's resulting in 100% speeding penalties that we've seen so far.
Insanity just approaches the final corner. Let's see if we go to the pits this time.
No, he's still continuing. By the way, Nova is back driving in his car as Tanay gets a 3-second time penalty. Yeah. So battle for P3 is the only battle. Ashwin is in the pits. Uh,
Faster than the best. Yep.
and he gets a
Oh,
5 second penalty for speeding. That's 100% record. So I think all Jinsanity has to do, as Tanak said, the fastest lap, all Jinsanity has to do is drive carefully into the pits, and he have could possibly have the win there. You never know, as Nova says the fastest lap in P4. But this is really this is hilarious now. I mean, everyone who has made their pit stops have gotten a 5 second speeding penalty. So, I mean, I don't think I've ever seen such a thing before in any sort of racing or league racing, that is.
me neither, Caesar. As I'm just watching Tanay and PX, I think they are just going hammer and tongs. Tanay is just not giving up. He has lost the position a couple of laps back, but he's just trying in every corner, is trying to unsettle PX and just trying to unnerve him. And then, oh, so close on turn 10.
Look at Tanay, how
Practically
close he is. Yeah, that's. Oh, Ashwin retired from the session. What happened there? Oh, was that turn 1? Where is he? Oh, he lost at the exit of turn 4. He lost the back end. There is his car lying. Oh, so he just made his pit stop, and on the colder, fresher tires, he lost the race. He could have probably had a win there. I mean, if Jinsanity had that drive through, speeding in the pits, pit penalty. Jinsanity's in the pits. Will he get one? Yes, he was crawling into the pits. I think that was a smart move, judging by how it's a yellow flag. Oh, yellow flag situation. I don't see if this is. Nova gets a 5-second drive for speeding under the. Okay, so if it's not a 5 second, it's speeding under the virtual safety car. But the big news here is Jinsanity has made a pit stop under the virtual safety car. Will he come out on the pits in the lead? No, he's lost the position. Where is Nova? I think he will come out just in front of Nova. On board with him, and he overtook him as well. Where is Phantom? Will he come out in front? Just in front. But there's a big but. Jinsanity is on the soft, so we'll see some lightning fast laps now from Jinsanity, and he has to put it if he has to take that win tonight. But the battle for the lead is still going on between PX and Tanay. I'm sorry. Oh no! I spoke too early. Commentator's curse. I was about to say, there's wing damage. No, for his sake. What a race Tanay was having, and just got too eager to stay within the DRS zone, and yeah, not a good result in the end for him, Madhav.
Yeah, absolutely. He was looking so good. He was pushing PX all the way through. He was not letting him breathe. He just got a little bit impatient with the throttle application, I believe. Although I was not on board with him when he spun, but yeah, really disappointing for him. I think he'll have to make another pit stop. And
yeah, I was on board with him, and now look at Jinsanity. He needs to be patient here. He has Phantom right behind him, so just avoid getting any wing damage. Yeah, Tanay is defending, so he's fighting, and I mean, he surely can. He is fighting for position here, but yeah, you can see he's still fighting his Tanay, but he's on the outside, so he really needs to just cut across, and he safely does so. Well, he gets another speeding penalty. Did Tanay sing so? Except Jinsanity. Phantom is going for the move on the inside, and yeah, he takes the position away from him, but in the overall scheme of things, Jinsanity doesn't have a 5-second penalty to his name, so his podium position is pretty much confirmed, I can say, but he needs to work for that win, and I think now is the time where he needs to really push and pull away from Phantom.
absolutely, he needs to make the best of this clean air which is available to him. Get within 5 seconds of Noah, as well as he's already 5 seconds of Noah. He just needs to be within 5 seconds of PX. Oh, that's a great battle going on. Azun and Acid on the main straight.
Oh, Tanay comes up right behind. He almost lost the back end there as well, Tanay, on the exit. I think just got on the throttle too early. Then it was like he's losing the back end again, so somehow he's starting to struggle with the traction. Acid on the inside of turn 4. And I think, yeah, Azun holds on to P6 for now.
Initially looking at the corner, it looked like Azun went really wide, but I think was a smart move in hindsight, because he always probably expected Acid to try something on the inside. So
Yeah, as this is the only battle at the moment we have on the track. Then I went on the medium, surprisingly. Maybe he ran out of soft compound tires as Shah went a bit deeper than he would have liked. And now he'll be under attack from Tanay. He already is. Quite close. So will Tanay think of sending it down the inside? He doesn't have the DRS. So, yeah, you can see he's at the back of Acid. Up front, Jinsanity is outside the 5-second mark. Look at this battle between Acid and Tanay. So Tanay is trying to force his way past Acid, and yeah, he has made the move stick.
yeah, Acid went really deep into that corner, just went all out of south, and then Tanay just easily went through. I think he'll pretty soon be the back of Azun. Let's see.
Yeah.
There's just 2 laps to go. I don't know how much time they have.
Yeah, Tanay took a totally different, or should I say, a wrong line going into that corner at the end of Sector 2, and that resulted in Tanay just pulling away a gap from Acid. But further up the field, Jinsanity is not closing down the gap as quickly as I was expecting. He's on the fresh softs. 1 lap old soft compared to 7 lap old mediums that Nova is on. So I think Nova has a 10-second penalty, or no? I am not sure, but whatever it is,
He had a drive-through in the VSC. I don't know if he has served it yet.
Who?
Nova.
I don't know. I'm not sure if he had a drive-through, but okay, if he did, he must have served it by now. As we begin our penultimate lap, and yeah, Nova is. Oh, he got another 5-second penalty again. So I think, except Jinsanity, I don't remember anyone else not get a 5-second speeding penalty in the pit. So this is something unique that I'm seeing.
Absolutely, and I think Nova is just serving his drive-through penalty right now.
I mean,
the only battle I can see is Azun on Shah.
Yeah, that's true. I think we all practice quite a lot on our setups and to learn the track in time trial. I think these drivers need to learn how to stop well before the speeding line in the pit lane. I think that's what the order of the day will be next week. I mean, this is just ridiculous and funny at the same time, as we see Azun going for the move on Shah, and Shah not really defending that. There is one more lap to go. He just moved just before the breaking it. Azun, I don't think Shah will be pretty pleased with that. With that movement under the braking, or I could be wrong, but it surely felt that way. But at the moment, Azun has made that move stick, and you can see Shah move. Oh, I think did he let him through there? I mean, if he did, then fair play.
Yeah, Azun, after the overtake, he wanted to take the racing line, so he just moved over to the left to get a better turn in turn 1, which probably that's why Shah a little bit ran into him. I don't think there is any damage on Shah's car. Oh,
Shah losing the back
traction
end.
zone, turn 4, it's really bad.
Yeah, that's where we saw Tanay lose the back end. I think that's where Rajdeep crashed as well. So he lost the back end again, did Azun. And you can see further back, Acid losing the back end. So not the best of the corner for traction for these drivers. As there's someone who's lost the back end. Who's at the Nishan crashed out. Oh,
Yep,
someone we
Nishan
totally missed. He's out of the race of 3 DNFs already on the final lap. Penultimate lap for him, rather, as PX is in the second sector. As we get a beautiful helicopter shot on PX. So PX started in P1, I believe. He was on pole.
Yeah, he started on pole.
So that's a pretty good race for him. Started on pole and really driving beautifully. Phantom starting P3 up into P2. Wait a minute. Jinsanity was in P2 last time I checked. Now what happened to him? He's down into P4. So he lost a couple of position. and he's out of the podium. So I mean, I'm not really sure
Must
what
have had a
happened to
space
him.
season because Nova served a drive through as well. I don't know what happened to Insanity. He just dropped off the positions
Just
there.
dropped him massively. He's 15 seconds, 15 and a half seconds behind. There's no
And
damage
he's
on his
had a pit
wing.
stop because he's on zero laps. He's on a zero laps of tire according to
Oh yeah,
my
he's
screen here. So
he's yeah, two stops. So he made a pit stop. So he must have crashed or had a collision with someone. That
yep.
must have resulted in some form of wing damage. As PX has finished his race. I'm sorry, totally forgot
Oh,
about that.
Azul.
And PX is our first winner of. Azun has lost the back end. It's the same corner where we've seen multiple people lose the back end. Phantom finishing in P2, so that's a wonderful race for him. Noah will finish the race in P3 as he takes the final corner. So congratulations to our top 3 podium winner. Jinsanity, who could have had a podium, will be in P4 for now. But we have a side-by-side battle between Shah and Tanay, saying Shah on the inside of Tanay, taking P5 away from him, but Tanay with a switchback line retakes P5 from Shah. Acid, meanwhile, has joined the party here. So we could be forcing this again. Shah Acid lost the back end on the final lap. Azun says thank you very much. I'll take that P7 away from you. So Acid will finish down in P8. So interesting sequence of events happening on the final lap of the race.
Absolutely, and I think top 8 is reverse, right, for the feature race. For the sprint race, sorry.
Yeah, top 8 will feature a reverse grid in the sprint race. That will come up right after this. So Shah crosses line in P5, Tana in P6, Azun in P7, Acid in P8, the last of our finisher. What
Still gets a podium. We missed that.
We missed that. We missed Insanity quite a bit here, but well done to him. The only driver, if I can say, the only driver to not get a speeding penalty by driving into the pit lane. So that's an achievement tonight.
Absolutely, and he gets a podium to get along with it. So that's a pretty good day for Jinsanity.
Yeah, I think that's a well-deserved podium for the way he has driven. Let's wait for the final confirmation and see who has won. So here we are. PX winning the inaugural Formula 2 race in IRL, followed up with Phantom and Insanity, who managed to take the final step on the podium. Nova had a 28 seconds penalty. Look at that. That's a lot of penalties. I wonder how he managed to not get disqualified after that. Shah scoring P5, Tana in P6, Azul in P7, and Acid rounding off the race finishers in P8. DNFs included Nishan, Ashwin, and Rajdeep Paul. So what an eventful race. That was quite an interesting race.
Absolutely, there were battles all around the track, not just for the lead, but even for midfield positions. Podium positions is all out battles, and I think these guys are just still getting used to the F2 cars, judging by the number of spins we have seen, the number of
definitely.
The
penalties. That's true. That's absolutely true. But we've been treated to quite an interesting midfield battle, going right to the wire in the final lap. So that was interesting to see. So now we wait for our sprint race, and of course that would feature a reverse grid based on how the top 8 finishes were in our feature race. So I'll be right back. I definitely need a sip of water after that. So I'll be back in a couple of minutes.
Yep, sure.
Back. So we're about to start, so just in time.
Yeah, just about in time. I think they're just starting the sprint race.
Right, so we have a sprint race here. So short burst of speed is what we'll see. Pit stops won't be mandatory. So this could throw out some interesting results. So any prediction who will win this one?
I have high hopes on Jinsanity this time. I think he did show some pace. Um let's see if Acid is on pole because he crashed out. Not crashed out, but he crashed on the last lap. So I think he finished P8 if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, this will be
So Acid
this
will
will
be on
be an
pole.
8-lapper race, remember. So it's all to play for. There won't be any qualifying here. PX, our race winner from the feature race, will be starting down in P8. So it should be interesting how these guys make their way up the field.
I think Tanay is a good contender as well. He showed real pace. He was on PX's tail all race long, and just unfortunately got some damage, so had to pit again. I think he'll start further up the field this time.
As the clock has struck 0 and we are all ready for a sprint race. 8 lap. Oh, there's a formation lap for this as well. So,
Formation lap, yeah.
all right. So let's just run down the grid order. Acid is in P1, Azun in P2, Tanay in P3, as Rajdeep has already been disqualified, and so is Phantom. So Shah in P4, Nova P5, Jinsanity P6, Phantom in P7, PX in P8, Nishan P9, Ashwin P10, and Rajdeep in P11. So top 8 have been set in reverse order based on the result of the feature race that we had a few minutes ago. So while they are doing their formation lap and warming up their tires and brakes, just make a quick prediction who your top 3 podium winners in this race will be.
I'd go for Tanay, Nova, and PX.
Tanay.
I'm expecting a less cleaner race start this time, knowing the stakes are very high and you would want to be ahead of a lot of people at turn one because it's a very, very short race.
All right, so that's interesting names. I mean, Tanay. Oh, as Acid is losing his back end on the formation lap. So Tanay looks he showed really good pace in the feature race. So and he'll be starting right behind the pole man. So if he manages to get a good start and takes the lead within the first sector, I think this should be a relatively easier win. But guys like Nova and PX, I mean, they have their work cut out. 8 laps should be interesting. I mean, not saying that they can't
So
do
does
it,
Ashwin
but
starting P10. I think he'll have a race on his hands as well because
yeah,
he has
let's
to
not
go
forget
through a lot
Ash.
of players before.
Yeah, that's true. So this should be an interesting race ahead. So I think for me, it should be. Uh, I mean, in no particular order, I think it should be Tanay, I'll say Nova, and then I'll say Jinsanity. Those are my top 3, but they're never right. So, I mean, I would have probably jinxed half of the grid there, as Nishan and Ashwin have been disqualified. So they'll be starting on cold tires. Let me just get all the important information up. Everyone is starting on the medium, which they are required to. So why don't you take the race start this time? Do the honors.
Absolutely. 3, 4, 5 lights out and away we go. It's a good start for Acid. In P3, Tanay had a better start than Azun. They're just vying for positions. Yeah, Tanay is already into P2. PX has made up a position in P7. Ashwin is up to P9 and Acid leads into the turn 1. Tanay is still P2 just behind him. Insanity P3, that's a really good start for him. Noah has dropped off some positions in P6.
Yeah, but look at
As
Tanay
Azun
up in
stays
P2. Tanay is really going for that move. He is lining himself up and he sends it down the inside. And they're still side by side. Just gives Acid a bit of a push and takes the lead. Before the first ever, Acid fights back into the corner. Wow, this is hopefully this is not NNTS for any one of them. We see yellow flags. So someone, Ashwin has lost a heap of position. He's down in last in P11. But what a start we've had. So close racing, but no incidents is what we like to see. Ashwin has lost the back end again. So he's, oh, there's a collision behind, and Noah has lost the back end. PX has lost the back end. Sorry, that's not Noah. PX, our race winner from race 1 or feature race, is down in P9.
And that was a start to forget for Ashwin as well as PX. I think there was something which went wrong for Ashwin. I don't know what exactly. I was not on board with him. But he seemed to be very slow even reaching turn 1. I think was it a deliberate move to stay out of trouble?
Oh, there's a collision between Acid and Ashwin. Oh, I was on board with Tana and did see a collision between these two. Collision between their side pods, and that resulted in Acid losing his car and going into the wall. So Acid will be furious. He started on pole this race, remember, and now he is almost at the back of the field. So not a good start from him. People are ghosting on my screen for some reason. I'm not sure if it's the same with you.
No, it's fine. I think over here, I'm just watching the battle for P1, Jinsanity behind Tanay, and yeah, still not close enough to make a move. But let's see if he puts some time back in second sector.
Yeah, I think the position data on the left is a bit skewed at the moment. Acid is definitely not in P1, and I think that's sorted itself now. So Tana in P1, yeah. I think we have the order proper now. Oh, as Phantom and Nova go side by side into the entry of the double left-hander of turn 10. And Nova makes the move stick on the inside. So fair play to both of them, giving each other enough room. As someone at the back lost the back end, and that's PX, I believe, yeah. Lost the back end on the exit of that double left-hander. But barring these incidents between Acid and Ashwin, I think it's been a fairly okay start to the race.
Yeah, and Nova back on Shah. I think Shah just lost the traction a little bit, lost the rear end.
This will be a three-way, 3 wide into the final corner, maybe. No, but Phantom thinks otherwise and slots up behind Nova and Shah. Maybe he's trying to get that slipstream of Nova. And you can see the 5-way battle for P4. So this is really interesting. We'll have to wait and see how this pans out into turn 1. This is going to get tasty. Hopefully there's no damage. It's a bit of a collision between Rajdeep and I believe that was Shah. Bit of a side pod contact, but no damage done there, thankfully.
Yeah, and PX had to cut the corner to avoid colliding into other cars.
But this yellow second Ashwin has lost out again. What's happening with Ashwin? Feature race didn't go as planned, and now he's struggling in the sprint race as well.
Acid into the pits.
Further up the field, we have a battle for P6 between Shah, Rajdeep, and PX. PX gives a little tap to Rajdeep and the braking zone. And we have yellows again, so I think that's for Acid on the main straight, but it's a drag race between PX and Rajdeep. Rajdeep not making it easy for... where did he go? Oh, Rajdeep had to concede that position, so that's a pretty good move from PX. He's showing his pace and making sure that he gets maximum points out of this race. Jinsanity, wait a minute. Tanay Singh was leading this race last time I checked, and he's down into P5, so he must have lost a lot of position. Clearly, he must have lost his back end somewhere in Sector 2.
He probably lost his back end just at the end of Sector 2, if I'm not wrong, because I was just checking a couple of moments ago and Jinsanity was 1.1 behind Tanay, so something must have happened. As I see Nova on the inside of a zone, I think he makes that move stick. Yeah, he does.
Oh, look at Shah. Where is he going, Shah? The track is on the other side. Broke really late and went deep into turn 1, and Nishan says, I'll take that. So Nova really showing his pace. Where did Nova start? I think he started P10, if I'm not wrong. No, start
No, I
P5.
don't
I'm
think.
sorry, he started P5.
Yeah.
So that's a decent drive from him, and he's 1.5 seconds behind Jinsanity. So we could possibly see him attacking Jinsanity for the lead of this race.
Ashwin is in the pits.
Yeah, the race is not going.
Not sure if he has that.
Yeah, not going as per Ashwin's plan. The evening didn't score a point in the feature race, and sprint race is not exactly going as he would have liked. But there's still a long season to go. 11 more races after this, so I think he has enough time to make a comeback and score decent points.
Just goes on to show Caesar how different it is, how different this league is, and how different these cars are compared to F1.
Yeah,
He's one of the fastest guys in every other league we see, and here is he struggling for points, and yeah, probably lost the car a couple of times, or not entirely due to a lack of pace, but still.
Yeah, as you see PX lining up a move on Tanay. Tanay going really defensive here, not going to make it easy for him. Will Tanay brake harder? He does. He brakes really hard, goes a bit deeper, and PX go for a switchback move. That was pretty good. Has to cut the corner.
That's really good
Tanay.
racecraft by PX. He was just waiting for Tanay to outbrake himself and then take the position.
Yup, and he knew what Tanay would do, and he took full advantage of that. And we could possibly see him pull up a gap to from Tanay pretty soon.
Nova is really on the back of Insanity here. I think he will be looking to make a move on the next straight.
Yeah, he caught up to him pretty quickly.
Oh, he goes wide. Insanity. Nova has a really good run now on him. In the slipstream,
really interesting. Well, he is side by side. Yellow's in sector 2, and that's shot. Is that Tanay? Tanay, who was leading the race at one point. Look at him, he is down into P9. Oh, and look at Ashwin, he makes some contact, he loses the back end at the main straight. Him and Acid had a collision on the main straight, and Ashwin getting the brunt of it, and he's without his wing once again. That's... The weekend is going from bad to worse for Ashwin, and that's quite painful to see if you are an Ashwin fan.
Yeah, the battle for P3. Phantom on Azul.
Yeah, on the inside, and Phantom. This is a pretty clean battle between Phantom and Azul. I mean, we have seen quite a few battles, but this was quite clean, quite respectful. Azul not really going for that defensive move, as you've seen other drivers go for. So, yeah, different drivers, different ways of defending or attacking the other drivers.
Yeah, but Azul is confident enough that he'll stick back on the back of him and might just try and move on the next lap.
What a beautiful helicopter shot I'm getting on the Phantom. We can see all the top 4 drivers in a single shot. So you think Phantom can possibly take away P2 from Jinsanity? I mean, this will be a fight for podium pretty soon. It is already between Phantom and Azul at the moment.
I think he can. I think we've been doing this since last 25 minutes or so. I've not seen a lot of incidents where Phantom is involved, so I think he is capable of making it clean and not being patient on the throttle. I think is very important around here. Seems like it because of we have so many spins. So although he is losing some time to Insanity, but I think he's less capable of making a mistake than probably others around him. So let's see.
Yeah, it's been a pretty clean race from him. Didn't see much of an incident from Phantom's end, except of course speeding into the pit lane. But besides that, I think he's been having quite a clean weekend.
And Ashwin and Acid both are in the pits. I think changing the front wings.
Yeah, they've been lapped already. Azul is not letting Phantom go anywhere into the distance. is the penultimate lap, and Jinsanity is falling behind in Nova, so maybe Azun goes down the inside. Phantom broke really late there, but I think he will hold on to his position. They're still side by side going to the SS. Oh, that's a corner cut from Azun. And now, courtesy that battle side by side, I think Jinsanity is in a safe distance to possibly hold on to his second position.
Me too.
Further down the field, it's a battle between Rajdeep and Nishan for P6. So no one has lost their back end till now into the traction zones, and hopefully I don't end up jinxing that, as I've done already a couple of times tonight. Just one more thing, I mean, not race related. Is it me or the race started in the night time? It's morning.
Yeah, I was just wondering the same.
So,
The clock is turning backwards, so
the lobby setting.
unless the right.
No, I think lobby setting was the time progression was set to maximum. That's why we see the morning or the dawn onto the track. I was confused. I mean, the last lap I saw sun onto the camera, and I thought maybe I missed, but then I see the track going brighter within a space of one lap. So,
Yep, as we start the final lap out in front, Nova is really flexing his muscles now. I think he just put a fastest lap and it's well ahead of Jinsanity, so he just needs to keep it very, very clean and cautious, and I think he will cross the line in P1.
yeah, I think if there are no major incidents on the track as we have yellow, since Ashwin
there's
has
someone
lost
on
the
the final
back end,
corner.
that's Ashwin again. Is this the third crash he's had in this race alone? I think that really sums up his evening, not the best one. And he's in the pits
Oh,
again.
that's a rage.
And Ashwin gets
Yes,
a
of
5 second and he retires into the pits. I think, yeah, he has had enough of F2 for tonight. Hopefully, the coming weeks will be kinder to him. Let's just stay on board our race winner for once. We totally missed the race winner taking the checkered flag in the previous race. So let's stay on board with Nova, who comes into the final sector and who started in P5, and he really showed his pace. I mean, he wasn't involved in too many battles or too many rough battles. Once he was out in the front, he really flexed his muscles and he was able to pull away a gap to everyone he passed. And here he is 5 seconds up the order. Our sprint race winner is Nova West from P5. Well done to him. And Jinsanity crossing the line in P2, so that's another podium back to back for him. Phantom finishing up in P3. Azun 6 tenths behind in P4. PX in P5. He gained 3 positions out of that, so that's, I think, he should be pretty pleased with that. Nishan actually jumped Rajdeep, so Rajdeep must have had some penalty there. So
No, he did. He got ahead of him on track.
Oh, he did. Oh,
Rajdeep
okay.
made a mistake. Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Alright, so I take back my words. So Nishan in P6, Rajdeep in P7, Shah in P8. Tanay, who was leading the race at one point, made too many errors for his liking. Someone who could have possibly had a race win tonight, who showed that he has a pace in the Formula 2 cars. This wouldn't be a good result. He goes purple in Sector 2, so that really just justifies the pace he had over the other drivers. As Acid finishes a lap down in P10, and Tanay will be the last of the race finishers. So, how was the sprint race for you overall?
I think it was all out action, except for the first corner where it was much more or less clean. People had clean starts, but then a couple of errors from Tanay and people around him really spiced things up. So while Tanay did get the lead, as we see Noah as the driver of the day, I think deservedly so. He kept it really clean. And there were good battles again. People were close to each other, and just the sheer unpredictability of this F2 cars, and because I'm sure the drivers wouldn't have practiced enough as much as they would have liked on these cars. That makes these races fun to watch, and yeah, hopefully then other 10 rounds are as exciting as this, and we'll see better luck for some drivers who did not really fare well this weekend.
Yeah, hopefully we'll have as interesting of races as we have had tonight. So, I mean, these races were much more interesting than I would have thought. I wasn't expecting this much entertainment, to be honest. I mean, I knew how these drivers, but I got more than what I asked for. So, yeah, I'm not complaining. So there you have it. Final results from the sprint race. Nova finishing up in P1, Jinsanity getting second podium of the day, and Phantom rounding off the podium in P3. Outside the podiums were Azun, PX, Nishan, Rajdeep, Shah, Tanay, and Acid. Ashwin, not the best of the races, crashing too many times for his liking, DNFing from the race on the final lap in P11. So this has been quite an interesting and eventful couple of races tonight, and what a perfect start to an upcoming Formula 2 season in IRL. So, with me, Malav, or you can beat me. It's been a pleasure to have you on board, and hope you had a good time commenting on these races.
Yeah, absolutely. I enjoyed it a lot, and yeah, being my first time commentating, I think I really enjoyed it. Hopefully, to get better with my commentating as well as these races. I think we had a lot of action to commentate on. So thank you for having me, and yeah, have a good night.
Yeah, hopefully we can commentate again in the future. And this is Caesar, bringing you live action from the night slash morning time of Bahrain. And until the next week, signing off and good night.